Alright, hey YouTube. I wanted to do a quick video of how I have my lure 13.5 set up. Primarily for bass fishing, but I like to do a lot of speckled trout and red fishing with it as well. Just an overall view of it. My trailer's still a work in progress. I eventually want to make it where I can make a rack and put another kayak on top and keep this one covered. So we'll start with the back. This is a rudder package that I went ahead and bought with the kayak. They installed it, everything. I was really pleased with Austin Kayaks. They got it shipped here quick and nothing was damaged on it. Now I'm going to get me a Railblaza mount to go back here, base mount. I just finished this morning. This is going to be my navigation light setup. I took a 1/2 inch piece of PVC pipe and I just dremeled down to make it look like the male portion that plugs into the mount, and got that rigged up. Go into the kayak crate. This is something I seen off YouTube. You take 3 kayak crates and you cut them down. Got the rod holders in the back, primarily just a place to put a net. I don't really use too many rods when I go, but the idea of this is once you cinch it down, I just have it sitting in here right now, but you undo the bungee, you know, access all your stuff, and then you keep everything cinched down like that. That way if you ever flip over, you save all your equipment. And then this is just a little drag anchor I made out of PVC pipe and Quikrete. It works on those not so windy days, or if I just want to slow my drift down, it helps a lot instead of just using a drift sock. And this right here is the reason that I decided to go with the Feel Free, is all the reviews I heard about the seat and how great they are. And it just drops all the way down level if you want to paddle a little faster, or if you're in rougher water and you're not that comfortable with it. But I'm a big guy. I'm 250 pounds. I can stand in this thing. I can walk, stand on one side of it if I want to. So I always sit in a high position just for the comfortability. It comes with this box that pops in right there, and that's made for putting a fish finder in. You can have your battery inside, your wiring, put your fish finder up here, and have your transducer mounted on the bottom. That way if you want to take it out, it's all one setup, which is pretty sweet. I might set that up in the future, but I'm not too worried about using a fish finder at the moment. Now this is something that I come up with, that if anyone has a Feel Free lure, this would be an awesome way to set your lure up if you're saltwater fishing. I took a Minn Kota 40-pound thrust trolling motor and shortened the shaft on it, and then I made this mount right here that will fit in that hole, and that's made out of composite. And all I did, I took these battery box tie downs and mounted on there, and just used straps to hold it down. And I run my wires back here to the back to a Deep Cycle marine battery. It's a little bit heavy, but the kayak don't notice. I mean, this is an awesome kayak. So when I have the trolling motor in there, I do not steer it at all. I just control the acceleration, reverse, forward. I use my rudder to steer. So I mean, other than adjusting your speed or whatever, it's completely hands-free, which is awesome. And then these didn't come with the kayak. It's the Feel Free track adapter for it, and I purchased those afterwards. And I got 2 rod holders I keep in each side sometimes. I had a buddy of mine, my neighbor actually, is a machinist, and I had him make me these mounts here. That way I can mount this right there. And I got it where I can just lay it down as well if I want to, get it out the way. But I customized that myself. That used to be an old bimini top for my boat. I just got bored one day and felt like making a project. The kayak doesn't need it. For me, it's just more for looks. You know, I was bored and needed something to do. Now, just a tip for anybody that has or looking to get this kayak, you need to get a long paddle. I got this one last week. It's a 260 centimeter paddle, and it made all the difference in the world. Especially, I mean, I can sit up high and paddle with ease now. This here was meant to be a cooler, but you can also put a plug in it, make it dry storage, which is what I've done. Here's my little tie downs I use for my trolling motor, and here's the rod holders I bought. Now, the reason I went with Railblazer originally, I would have went with Scotty, but I found these bottom mounts right here, both of those at Academy, and they were only $1.27. I think somebody probably screwed up big on their pricing, because I've seen them at kayak shops everywhere else, and they want, I believe, $21 for them. And that's the same with this mount right here for my GoPro. That is, I got it for 98 cents at Academy. And then this bow hatch is a nice dry hatch. I haven't had it leak water yet through there, and I don't use it unless I'm going camping, really. Keep my frog togs in there for, you know. Just got done with April, and we're in May, so I'm not taking them out just yet. Here's another thing I modified, another navigation light, and that just pops in right there like that, and I got it where it locks in, just like the, show you, just like the one that comes with it, the store-bought ones. Just, I mean, I'm sure they probably make stuff for lights, but I don't want to pay $30 for something to hold a light when I can make something myself. I installed an anchor trolley that runs the length of the kayak, and when I first started using it, it worked great, but I'm gonna have to make some changes to it, because for whatever reason, now when I'm using it, if I'm using, I think it's just my Cajun anchor I use, my push pole or stakeout pole they're calling them now, you know, I think it pops up high. With my regular anchor, it don't do it, so I might just have to learn to live with that. Right here for my cell phone, Schwinn makes a mobile device holder for bicycles, and I got that. And the first day I was using it, actually, the cheap mount they had broke. So, not wanting to throw it away, I just put it to the side, and I was in a doing mood yesterday, and I got a lot accomplished. I put the old Bimini top mounts. I had 2 extra ones. I set it up like that, and it works way better now. So, that's the overview of my Feel Free lure.